Hello mga katribo and welcome to another terrific episode of PairFect. I am Francine.
And I am Venice. And as a continuation of our holiday celebration, today we are joined by a man behind an e-commerce platform with an on-demand delivery for beer, wine, spirits, and other related products.
Yes, a man after our hearts. Aminin na natin, Venice. So let us welcome the CEO and co-founder of Boozy.ph, Mr. Miguel Guerrero.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you, Venice and Francine, for having me here today.
Yes, so glad you're here. Now we know the person behind our favorite online delivery
Yes.
service. Shameless admission na. Oo. So, Venice.
Yes, okay. So, first of all, how was the year 2021 for you? What did you toast to when the new year came in?
Wow, 2021, no? It's so fast, no? Like, it's just 10 days
Yes, yes.
for the year ends. So, as you know, the whole year was, obviously we were in a pandemic right, the whole year. Medyo it was kind of like a seesaw, right? Because we had months that were back in March, and then if I could recall, back in August, we had to. I mean, unfortunately, the virus got really strong during those times, so we had to do. I mean, there were liquor bans around, no? So we had to comply to all of those, but. Fortunately naman, we were able to still maintain our service and serve a lot of our customers. So we were very happy to be able to be part of to serve our customers, to be of service to them. And then not just our customers, no, but we also, given the pandemic, diba, like a lot of our partner brands, no, like probably your favorite beer, wine, and like whiskey and other spirits brands, no, they partner with us then to provide our customers with the most amazing deals, the newest products for us to launch. So, yeah, it's kind of a roller coaster 2021, but I'm glad that we were able to come out of it as a strong company and we're able to serve our customers. I mean, we're fortunate and we're blessed that we're in this e-commerce industry. I mean, not like other industries right now no, that are probably suffering. So we're very grateful for that. So hopefully, this momentum will continue going to 2022. No? And we did all of that while mostly working from home. No? I guess you can see the working style of most people now is changing. And so we're glad that as a company, we're able to adapt to that and still continue our service to the customers.
Wow, that's good to know, no?
Yeah.
Na your business was thriving, and maybe what comes to mind is you survived 2021 sober. I mean, business-wise, diba? Became steady. That's good to know. But how was your business in 2021 pala actually? Can you give us more details? Like, we talked about earlier before the show that there were exactly 3 quarantine periods where there was a liquor ban. Tell me about it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I mean, fortunately, we already had experience in from last year. So that the last year was the more chaotic one, right? And March last year, of course, we didn't have a precedent, diba? So day by day, talaga we were talaga feeling it out what to do. No? So we had sort of had a playbook naman na this year. So we were able to operationalize our staff and our hubs, right? There was, I mean, we also want to ensure that all of our staff got vaccinated, and we're very happy we were able to achieve that. I think like 3 months ago, like sometime in August, September, like 100% of our staff, both from our hubs, our riders, our head office, no, like 100% of us are vaccinated already. So, I mean, yeah, we're able to do better operations this year. I guess if you mentioned give more details about our business, I guess one thing that I could share is that this year, sort of like what people are drinking changed. Like last year, people were drinking a bit more of the hard spirits, right? Your whiskey, your rum, your gin, your vodka, right? But I guess this year, given that people were mostly indoors, right, and people weren't really socializing that much. No, but still, people continue to drink, but it turned more towards like beer, wine, soju. Soju is very popular now, the K-pop trend, right? With BTS and all of that. Right? And there's a lot of like new ready-to-drink formats. No? I don't know if you're familiar with like the Strong Zero or Rio Strong and Moroyo, mostly from Japan. So those sort of like lower alcohol, but drinks that yung parang for people day, no? Like wine, beer, as mentioned. So people drank more of that this year. So ayun, we had to sort of like change the mix of our products in the hub. So of course, medyo mas mas high volume, what do you call this? Mas maraming in-order, but what do you call this? Probably not as expensive as like the hard drinks before, but still, I guess people wanted to go through that. And hopefully the wine or beer that they had was able to help them go to 2021.
Well, it sure did help me.
Kung chill lang naman eh, no? It's not really, you're not going to overdrink.
Yes, totoo. So, like, before Boozy.ph, like, can you tell us a little bit about your career before going into this venture?
Yeah. Actually, I was part of the Boozy founding team 4 years ago. Right? But I recently just moved to doing Boozy full-time. Most recently, prior to joining Boozy, I was with Lazada. Right? So for 4 years, I was... I moved around different roles, but I headed last month FMCG, right, partnerships with Lazada. But prior to Lazada, I guess just to share my career or my background, right? So I graduated as an engineer from LaSalle, way back 13 years ago. Right? My first few roles, I was actually in the supply chain department. So I was the one handling ordering of stocks, basically, for different FMCG companies. Right? And then sometime 2012, I got into Diageo. So Diageo is the biggest manufacturer of spirits in the world. Right? So if you're familiar with brands like Johnny Walker, Bailey's, Smirnoff, Captain Morgan, those are the brands of Johnny Walker. Right? So I was fortunate enough to move around the different functions in Diageo, from starting to ordering from mga stocks. Then I eventually became a brand manager for Johnny Walker, and I did a few commercial and sales planning roles. So yun, I stayed there for almost 5 years, right? And then after Diageo, moved to Lazada for almost 4 years. But the start of my Lazada journey, I was also fortunate to be able to be part of the founding team of Boozy. Siguro, I'll segue there, how we started Boozy. So, I think I remember it was back in 2017, right? And then fresh coming out of Diageo, I saw this. There's a similar company in the US that I was working at the time. It was called Drizzly. Right? Drizzly is the top liquor delivery, online liquor delivery in the US. So it was actually recently bought out by Uber for $1 billion. So wow, grabe yung scale of what they have achieved.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, at that time, there were a few sort of like alcohol on call. You need to dial a number, right? I think that was a delivery market back then, right? And I just thought, okay, why don't we just digitalize this and make this like sort of like what's in the US, right? And bring that experience here. And I was fortunate enough to be joined by my wife now, and then my wife has another partner in her business, and then one of my close friends then back in college, back in high school, who was one of the digital marketing pioneers in the Philippines. So the four of us started Boozy in 2017. And we're very happy na the market has been receptive and we're able to serve our customers, and it has grown to its current size today.
Wow.
So may background na, no?
So essentially, your experiences actually prepared you to come up with the Boozy concept. You were in the...
Kasi I work for liquor, and then I work for e-commerce. Okay.
Merge
That's
sila.
part of like
Yeah.
the fusion of
Yeah.
corporate background. Yes.
What did you have to learn after? What did you have to maybe how did you try to scale up in terms of your knowledge, skills to be able to be CEO of Boozy.ph? Did you have to
Yeah.
learn more about liquor or get deeper into the digital field?
Yeah. So to be honest, no, I guess from my experience in Diageo and Lazada, I would say that I would have the sort of like knowledge or background on how to run the business. Right? But then my background is more corporate, right? So I also credit my wife and partners for this. No? They're really the more entrepreneurial ones. No? They're the ones who were able to set Boozy from the ground up. No? We were really scrappy back then. I think we started with just like one or two riders and then one or two employees, right? And then we didn't even have stocks back then. Parang whenever we got an order in a website, that's the only time that we bought them from we got an order for the customer after. So it was really it was really bare bones, right? And I guess you don't really have a formula for that. Eh. So yun, I guess what I needed to learn, right, was more of the entrepreneurial spirit or skill.
So to speak.
My wife especially imparted them to me, right? So I guess if a corporate setting kasi parang you're used to having a lot of people to work with or parang you're just minding one function with one department, your area. But then, when you're an entrepreneur, parang, diba, lahat na. You have to, you have to do it, and you have to do it even if it's not really planned. Or parang, well, speed, no? Like, nowadays, speed is more important, right? Even if you have something that's you're only 70% sure of, right? But you feel your gut is telling you that it's what's right to do, now you go for it, right? And then, having that capacity to do a lot of things, no? Again, I credit my wife for giving me that, for sharing me that entrepreneurial spirit.
Would you say that maybe the big selling point of Boozy that within a very short period, unlike before when you were operating it might take 2 days before you deliver. I think that's the selling point of Boozy.ph. And when did you actually do that?
No, that's one, the speed to deliver. Kasi, when you drink, I mean, there's the planned occasion and there's also the, diba? Parang, wala tayong gagawin, let's have something for tonight, right? So, the impulse occasion is also quite big, right? So we cater to that, no? We're able to give customers their orders in a very fast manner. No? Right now, it's 90 minutes within Metro Manila. We're even working to bring that down faster in the future, hopefully, to like 60 minutes or below. Right. I think the other selling point of Boozy is also the breadth of offerings that we have. Right. So I think if you think of any brand that you can name off when it comes to your whiskey, your beer, your wine. I mean, more of most often than not we have it, and that's something that we can deliver also fast, right? So, and we're busy working on that. We're not really stopping on what we can on our offerings. No, so hopefully we can bring more exciting, not just liquor brands, no, but also other products no, that you can use to have your like your drinking occasion, whether it's with your friends, whether it's your date night at home, right? We want to be able to cater to do all types of occasions.
Yeah, that's true. Yung ready na agad for any time.
I like that, yung impulse market.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now I'm sure that everybody else nobody was ready for the pandemic. So how did the pandemic affect your operations when it started and throughout the gradually increasing restrictions?
Okay, so I think sometime last year, when the pandemic started, medyo even if it was last year, parang it feels so long ago. I think we had to sort of like shut down for a few days, but then we were able to quickly rally the troops and parang give them yung parang operating guidelines, right? Implement social distancing in the hubs, no? Making sure everyone's protected, right? And of course, at the time, people couldn't go out. So talagang they would really rely on our service, diba, to be able to get access, no, to the liquor or things that they need. Right? So it took quite a bit of adjusting at the start last year. No, but recently naman, ever since that time, we're able to sufficiently mobilize our riders, our manpower, no, but in a safe manner, right? Of course, we have to be responsible. But since that time last year, actually, we grew na rin our hubs. Like, we have to expand our hubs, diba, para safe. You know, you can maintain social distancing, but at the same time, we're able to accommodate more products. Right? So, ano naman, I think in this environment, we really have to be operationally adept, right? Kasi people are relying on us, right? So hopefully we'll be able to maintain and continue this level of service as we go on moving forward.
Yeah, but you sure adapted well, diba?
Yes.
Okay, sir. We'd like to know you more, but before we ask more questions, we're gonna take a short break.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
With Globe, our steps can lead us to millions of doors opening, millions of paths unfolding, and millions of reasons to keep going. Now's the time to be with a network that gets better every day for you.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Hello, and we're back. I'm Francine, and I'm with Venice. We're having a cool chat with the CEO and co-founder of Boozy.ph, Mr. Miguel Guerrero. Hello, welcome back.
Hi again, Venice and Francine.
Before we had our break, we were still asking you, what are the challenges in logistics during this pandemic? Or have you learned, or has the learning curve been learned already? Shorten nyo ba yung learning curve nyo?
Challenges in logistics is, well, there were what do you call this? Right now, there's still a few disruptions in terms of stocks. So, unfortunately, some of our favorite drinks, like coming out of the US, there's like some port congestion there or something. I guess these are backlogs that piled up in the recent months. So, unfortunately, some of those are not available here, so we're out of stock of those products. Right? But within our own operations, right, in terms of our own logistics then, of course, we needed to maintain like a stable fleet of riders. So, fortunately, we're able to support that. But there are times then, the orders surge. So, kunyari, like right before a liquor ban is about to, kakauns ng liquor ban will take effect in 3 days. No? Yun, grabe yung orders during those times. So, and we needed to, we needed to partner then. Unfortunately, we have partnerships with some courier companies, with some third-party logistics companies. So, we're able then to get riders to accommodate surges, no, in whenever those happen. Now it's December, no? December, I guess for the liquor, the liquor industry, December is like one big whole, it's like one big month. Because like every day being ordered. So, we're able to prepare given past year's experience and complement our manpower accordingly. Right. One thing that we're also doing logistically to be prepared then, and I guess as sort of like being a tech company, is to ensure that all of our operations in our hubs are automated, right? So we have a warehouse management system, a fleet management system, para lahat ng kaya, once you order on the website, diba, the order is processed, automated na rin by our hubs, no? Like all the inventories are in sync. So yeah, it's all digitized. I guess that's part of what we're trying to digitize the sort of like the liquor industry.
Yeah.
What happens during January, February, March, first quarter of the year? How's business like? Based on your past experience.
Yeah, to be honest, people sort of like take a break ng January. Baka nasobrahan sila ng December. Or, naman, January, people go to the gym more, right?
Kapalit.
And then February, Valentine's naman comes in, right? So, once Valentine's comes in, and summer comes in, it will go back na ulit to like regular levels. Pero January is usually, it's sort of like a rest month. And I guess okay lang yun for us kasi given the peak of December, right? It gives us time to rest in January, sort of like allows us to plan for the year.
Now, sir, like, how do you plan to further innovate naman the Boozy.ph? Like, now, do you have international transactions when it comes to our local drinks?
International transactions, I guess what they call this. We get international transactions from people abroad buying for gifting here in the Philippines.
I see.
Okay.
But I guess not yet, not for export kasi, liquor is it's a controlled good So may mga excise tax, may mga duties. So it's not as easy to export as compared to other products. But yeah, we do get customers buying gifts for probably their loved ones here locally. How do we plan to innovate Boozy? We want to be present in more cities, right? So right now, first we have our on-demand presence in Metro Manila, and then also in Cebu. But unfortunately, as you know, what happened to Cebu last week, we have to stop our operations there. Kasi, of course, our staff also got affected. So my hearts and prayers really go out to everyone in Cebu at this time. But hopefully, Cebu can get back. And then we also want to be present in other cities in Visayas and Mindanao. Right? So the likes of like Davao, Bacolod, Iloilo. So that's what we're hoping to accomplish next year.
We're very excited for that.
Pero true yan yung sa mga gifts last Christmas, parang when people say, we'll just deliver a wine bottle for you. And my friends are from everywhere, New York, London, they just send me a bottle of wine. Okay na yun, diba? Yes. Yan. So, pero what are the things that you look forward to for 2022, personally and work-wise?
Okay, I think for Boozy, what I look forward to is, kasi right now, as mentioned, we have good coverage of Metro Manila. We have lots of products here. We want to hopefully bring more offerings, get more wines and beer assortment. So whatever talaga na you want to have, be it wine, beer, spirits, and find it on Boozy. Hopefully, we expand. Also within the country, right? Hopefully also improve our app and service delivery time to make it even faster and more convenient for people to order. So it's just a matter of like really improving our service, right? I guess personally, what do you call this? Kasi running a company like Boozy e-commerce. It sounds fun. It's a liquor delivery company, but of course it also takes a lot of time, right? So personally, I also want to, even medyo nawala sa akin ng pandemic, before I was really religiously going to the gym, right? But yes, all of the gyms closed during pandemic, so nawala yung routine ko. Right now, it's sort of like medyo gain a bit of weight. So I'm hoping na come January, I'll be able to get back to a really good physical routine, and hopefully that will also complement my performance in business.
Yeah, Pero if customers who are regulars of Boozy.ph, are there particular products that you wish they would also try out? Some kinds of spirits or wine that are underrated. Meron ba mga ganon that you want them to try as well?
Yeah, actually, we have lots of really great local products. I think one of our best sellers, and I guess not a lot of people know this, is Agimat. If you're familiar, Agimat is actually a bar in Poblacion, but they have a liquor arm. It's called Distilleria Baraco. So they have different products. They have this ube liqueur.
Ooh. Para sa boyfriend.
I think bagay siya with the color of the year, right? The very
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If you're familiar with Baileys,
Yes.
it's a legendary milk type of liqueur, but easy to drink. So it's like that, only it's ube flavor. It's super good.
Natin si ano.
You wouldn't think of drinking ube, but this one, just add ice, it really works.
Ano pa? Na-excite tuloy ako. What else would you push? Hindi ko pa alam. Hindi pa namin alam ni Venice.
They also have this product called Canto Salted Vodka.
I tried that. Medyo nauubos ka na yan.
Very sweet, very palatable vodka. No, it's actually one of our best sellers in terms of the vodka category. So I think I'd recommend those. Other products now, so Don Papa.
Yes.
Diba, one of our proudly Pinoy-made premium local rums. We recently partnered with Auro Chocolate. And Auro Chocolate is a product, like a chocolate product that's blended with Don Papa rum. So very interesting. And right now, if you buy that from Boozy, if you buy a Don Papa rum bottle from Boozy, you get a free Auro Chocolate blended with Don Papa.
I know what to order.
Yes. What about the imported products coming in? Are there new drinks that we should look forward to from Boozy.ph?
Imported products. I guess when it comes to imported products, it's a lot more about innovation now. Right? Kasi ako, I'm a whiskey drinker, and there are some whiskey brands that are doing they age the whiskey in casks that held like other types of spirit. So, for example, we have I think you showed the picture earlier. So Duars is a whiskey brand. They have different releases recently. So we have Brewers Caribbean Smooth, which was aged in rum casks kasi rum is the popular one in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
They also have Brewers Mezcal Brewers Mezcal Smooth.
Really?
It's aged naman Illegal Smooth pala. Brewers Illegal Smooth. So Illegal is a brand of mezcal in Mexico. Mezcal is a type of tequila, actually. It's very nice.
Smoother than tequila.
Yeah, it's very smoky. Pero to me, it's more premium, more premium tasting than tequila. So they age that whiskey, the Brewers whiskey, in the illegal, they call it illegal, but it's a brand name.
Okay.
We in mezcal cask. So now the whiskey has a more smoky mezcal flavor. Right? And then what you showed earlier is the Japanese Smooth, the Brewers Japanese Smooth. So that one naman is aged in, I think, Japanese oak. So ito yung mga whiskey cask that is usually normally used to produce your Japanese whiskeys like your Yamazaki's or Yubiki, but now you can get that flavor from a Scotch whiskey like Brewers. So Chivas also does the same. They also have Mizunara cask, which is a Japanese cask whiskey. Also, they have a tequila cask that's just newly launched now. I mean, just have it available in Boozy. The one that I mentioned, I guess I recommend it as well, Mezcal.
Yes.
So Mezcal is a new, it's not exactly new, but it's parang gaining popularity now. So ascension is a type of first and sister of tequila. So it's from Mexico. But it has a very smoky, ethereal flavor. I super love it. It's super great to mix in cocktails. Like you can mix it in an old-fashioned cocktail, and you can mix it in a Negroni, if you're familiar with those papas, and that makes those papas very smoky and very, very savory. And sarap talaga. So we have this as well in Boozy.
We're so convinced, Miguel.
Yeah, so dahil dyan, tinatakam mo kami ni Miss F here and our katribu. Now, can you tell us how can people reach?
And are you going to have like physical promotions or what should we expect in terms of your 2022 offers?
Yeah, so definitely can go to our website, no, www.boozy.ph. Right. We also have our app, the Boozy app. So you can download our Boozy app in Google Play or the iOS App Store. Right. I mean, if you also are not familiar yet on how to order in e-commerce, you can simply reach out to our customer service team via our Facebook, our Instagram, and our website chat. No? I mean, you can also place your order manually there. No? So I mean, we have all of these means for you to order. Right. I think we'll still have a year-end sale happening December 28 to 30. So if you have needs for your New Year's Eve or New Year's salubong, right, just head over to our site on December 28 to 30, and you'll be for sure you'll be able to find a good deal, no, for you to celebrate the New Year. But before that, we got some Christmas. So we still have our holiday gift sets available. So if you have a need for last minute gifts, if you need to give a wine to your family, to your colleagues, your friends, we have that available, right? I think what's good also for our service is, kunyari, you want to give to your, I don't know, you have 20, 30, even if you have like 100 friends that you want to give iba-iba yung address nila, we can take care of the delivery for you, no? I mean, you just give one order, right? Just give us the addresses, no? We'll be able to make that delivery and make it really convenient for you.
And you do the packaging also. I don't know, like maybe a card or something.
Yeah, you can have a message, no, for everyone.
Nice.
Yeah, so Miguel, we'll pause for a break, but when we return, we'll play a game called Show and Tell.
All right.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Si Harry Roque ang pinakamagaling na spokesman, kaya inggit sa kanya ang oposisyon.
Naglaban ko ang balik trabaho para bumalik ang kita ng mga nagtatrabaho at naghahanap buhay. Hindi pwedeng magutom ang pamilya. Dapat lang po ingat buhay para sa hanap buhay. Basta trabaho, kita at hanap buhay nakataya. Nasa harap niyo po ako.
Ibigay natin ang tudong suporta kay Harry.
Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Mapalutong bahay man o sumptuous meal for special occasions, sagot na kayo ng Tropang Kalanpag. Dahil atid sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang fun and exciting cooking show na Kalanpag, manood at matuto kung paano lutuin ang mga favorite nyong recipes. Sabayan pa ng fun and inspiring na kwentuhan sa kusina. I-upgrade na rin natin ang mga nakasanayang traditional dish ng pamilya. Plus, healthy tipid tips na ibabahagi ng Tropang Kalanpag. Matuto, mabusog at good vibes dito lang sa Kalanpag tuwing Lunes, 10:30 AM sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Fun and inspiring na kwentuhan? Sagot na yan ang programang Spotlight ng Daily Tribune. Makipagkwentuhan at kilalanin ng iba't ibang personalidad na kilala sa kani-kanilang larangan. Manood at sa mga inspiring stories na kanilang ibabahagi kasama si Nina Ventura at Jojo Silvestre. Be ready ng mamangha at matuwa every Thursday alas 2 ng hapon dito lang sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Welcome back to PairFect. Still with us is Miguel Guerrero of Boozy.ph. And now for this segment, we will play a game called Show and Tell, where we grab some photos from their Instagram. And you have to tell us, Sir Miguel, what is the story behind them? This is just, 6 photos lang.
May story, okay. Hindi siya one word, no?
Yeah, story.
Happy siya. This, parang ganyan.
Alright.
Yan. Wow.
This was a trip in the US, so this is actually in Washington DC. I think this was back in 2017, no, when Game of Thrones was quite popular.
Peak.
It was really popular back then. But fun fact, I didn't really watch Game of Thrones up until this last season, the season 8. Pero my wife is a fan, so she invited us to go to this pop-up party in Washington DC, and yan yung picture there.
Yeah. What were your drinks served at the pop-up bar? What's a Game of Thrones?
I guess yung mga theme niya is, diba? Very Game of Thrones. I forgot the names. Sorry. I went back to the names, especially kasi hindi rin ako fan ng Game of Thrones. Medyo I was just kind of posting there, but yeah, we took the chance kasi it was like a really cool pop-up.
Yeah.
Siguro mga upper rolls, head rolls, mga ganyan, napugutan ng upper rolls. Something like that.
Maganda yung bar, no? I think they really dress it up, no? There were a lot more, what they call this, designs na talagang Game of Thrones. So, yung parang meron, yung parang Hall of Faces or something.
Oh, yeah.
One of the walls was like that. So it was nice. It was nice and cool.
Alright, next photo.
Ayun.
Wow. So this one is sort of like, nowadays, no, when people leave their companies, diba, may parang resignation post or parang thank you to my previous
Okay.
This was it. I think this was the time I left Diageo. So that Diageo was my previous company in April 2016. So this was our office in office in BGC. We had a wall there na peacock, very, very iconic.
Yes.
So this is parang my way of giving thanks to the company that sort of like paved my way into the liquor industry.
Next.
Oh, nice. That's during our honeymoon with me and my wife in Namibia. So this was back in 2019, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Fortunately, we're so thankful that we were able to get married and do before the pandemic.
Before the pandemic.
Yeah, so this is I think that the name of the place is Wekebi. So medyo siya like 5 hours going through the desert to be able to get to this sort of like lodge. So ang ganda niya, like you're in the middle of the desert with of course the animals are also there.
Nice.
Right? The sky is super clear. What they call one thing about I noticed about Namibia, and you can see it from this photo, is wala siyang clouds. So you can see the sky, you see the photos of the sky, it's like a deep blue, and parang ang ganda ng contrast niya with like the sort of like brown reddish
orangey
out of the desert.
Yeah.
Super picturesque.
Yeah. What is traveling like in Namibia?
Isolated, but I guess very liberating talaga. You're really off the grid.
Yeah.
You're off the grid na parang you feel like in another planet kasi you're like the landscape, the desert, the animals. Right? And I think we went there sometime May, which is actually, pala nila yun? It's their winter.
Oh.
So actually, it gets cold there. So at daytime, kasi walang clouds, it gets hot, no? It gets mga 30 degrees ganyan. But at nighttime, it gets naman super cold. It gets like below 10 degrees, like 5 to 10 degrees. So medyo extreme siya.
Yeah, that's how it is nga daw sa desert, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very nice to do a game drive in the early morning.
Eto naman.
This is trip I had in, I think back in February 2019. So I was of course with Lazada, and as you may know, Lazada is actually majority owned now by the Alibaba Group. So I was fortunate enough to be selected to do a training in the Alibaba headquarters in Hangzhou. Right, so I spent 1 week there. Right, and then across the hallways, ito yung of course, picture of Jack. That we all know. So I took an opportunity to have that picture.
Yeah.
Hangzhou is, by the way, super amazing. Right, their restaurants there, they don't have menus. They only have QR codes. And then when you put your phone on the QR code, you see the menu na on your phone.
Oh.
And then you order on your phone. And then you pay on your phone. So that's how China is in terms of being digital in e-commerce. I hope we'll be able to see that in the Philippines, if not soon, like in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. So full digital transformation.
Yeah.
Sila, no?
Ang galing.
This one.
Wow, okay. This is from the same trip
Wow.
I had as the Game of Thrones pop-up bar.
Yeah.
So this one naman is in New York, the Museum of Modern Art. No? I think this is the Van Gogh painting.
Yeah.
I think what I'm wearing there is, I guess fun fact is, during that trip and with what I'm wearing there is the day that I think I proposed to my wife.
Oh, memorable photo.
So of course, very memorable.
Oh.
Yun, so yan, galing yung segue So after proposal, married na. So this was our wedding back in November 2018. Yeah, 3 years na pala. So it's been a good 3 years. So me and my wife were together, of course, personally and also in business with Boozy. Right, that was very fun. No, I'm so sorry. This is not a picture of our wedding. Or this is a picture of our wedding, or this is a picture of our wedding. Yes.
Otherwise, you'll need to do a lot of explaining to your wife later.
Magkatid pa doon kay Mrs.
Pero I have to ask you, how
This is not a picture of our wedding. Tama. This is a picture of my friend's wedding.
Okay.
That's my friend. So one of my best friends back in high school, I think they got married in, they call this, Las Casas de Acosar in Bataan. So I shot this. I think I won. May parang mga best photo of the night. So I think I was able to win that because of this photo.
It's a good shot.
This is not my wife. This is my friends, Mark and Steph. This is their wedding.
Miguel, can you tell us, was that our last photograph?
Yeah.
Miguel, I just want to find, how does it feel like working with your wife? I mean, well, there's that element that you know each other, but at the same time, how do you get into professional arguments?
Yeah.
And how do you complement each other in terms of work?
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't say smooth sailing, diba? I mean, if you get what do you call this? Yeah, you can't really avoid it, no? You would have different opinions on how to go about things, right? In business or in work, so you would have clashing ideas. So there were times that talagang we sort of like have friction. But what's important is you don't. You separate what's work and what's at home and personal. You don't really bring work at home. I mean, but it's easier said than done, and I'm most often not the one who's guilty in breaking that. As much as possible, don't mix the two together. Have clear boundaries. Right. And I guess how we complement each other is, like I shared earlier, I'll be honest, I'm given my corporate background, my upbringing, my education. I'm sort of like a book smart person. No? I have a lot of, I guess I'm very knowledgeable, ganyan, in terms of theory, in terms of parang planning things, in terms of sorting out the math side of things, being able to calculate everything. No? I guess that's my strength, right? But right now, she's very entrepreneurial. No? So she had the street side of the street smart of it fully covered. No, she's the one who can make things out of nothing. No, she's a creator. I guess I'm not really a creator, but I'm sort of like a manager. So parang my wife is like the one who can do something from 0 to 1, right? And then once that something is built, hopefully I can do it from like 1 to 10 or 1 to 100. No? Parang that's how we complement each other. But yeah, I think it's very important that you have complementary skills in business while you have everything, even the things that you can't do on your own, you have those things covered.
Well, for the benefit of our Katribo viewers, maybe you can share with us your wife's name.
Pamela Solinapsi Guerrero.
What's her?
Pamela Solinapsi Guerrero.
And then you're the CEO, and she's the...
And now she's the COO. My wife is the COO.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Miguel. We wish we can talk some more about the business and your management style and how Boozy.ph is really a successful business model right now. Can you kindly share with us your parting shots, maybe for our audience to get to know more about Boozy.ph?
Yeah, I guess, I'm very grateful, right? Of course, to all of our loyal customers who keep on supporting Boozy, and Boozy wouldn't be where it is without you guys. So we've been here for the past 4 years, but there's still a lot more work to do. We still have a lot of things to improve on our service, a lot of more offerings to add, a lot more places where we can reach in the future. So we're very excited to work on all of those, and hopefully we can make more customers happy in the future. If you have any suggestions on how we can improve our service, if you have like recommendations, we probably have brands of liquor or anything related that you want to see on Boozy, please don't hesitate to reach out to our chat groups, or you can also reach out to me personally. I'm available on like a personal Facebook or LinkedIn page, right? And I just want to wish everybody, especially in these coming days, a very safe but at the same time enjoyable Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Very good. Thank you so much, Sir Miguel, for joining us today.
Can I just ask a last question?
Yeah, sure.
Miguel, you're so humble, and we're so impressed by your humility and coolness as one of the founders of Boozy.ph. Has it ever happened to you? Well, I'm sure it has. When you tell people that you're the person and your wife are behind Boozy.ph, do they get surprised at all? Now, you're the guy from Boozy.ph. Do you get that a lot?
I guess, I think, of course, most of our friends and family naman, it's been, for quite some time. But I guess whenever we meet new people, parang, wow, diba, you're the face behind the brand. So I guess same as when we met earlier, So yeah, we're very happy to surprise people. Of course, at the same time, we want to continue satisfying the customers. So hopefully, we'll be able to make more customers happy in the future.
Thank you so much for having your time with us today, and also I hope that we see you more on the next episodes.
Likewise, thank you so much for having me here, Venice and Francine.
It's been a delight to have you here. More talk, more suggestions, and recommendations. We'll try that ube liquor that you told us about. So, mga katribo, watch PairFect live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. on Daily Tribune's official Facebook page and on Tribune Now on YouTube for the replay of the latest edition.
I am Venice.
And I'm Francine.
And this has been
And thank you, Miguel Guerrero, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.